things are developed in such a way, there is a reason for it. Because if there is no vaccines to be, taken for now, with the risks that we so far know, then what else are you going to have? You don't have any other treatment.
Because the survival rate, if you don't take the vaccine, the survival rate is 99.988. Okay, you will survive unless you're an old person with comorbidity, other illnesses. Then you're very weak, and if you get the corona, you will die. Well, that's normal. 500,000 people die every year from these viruses, but they're old. The average age of death is 81. So if you don't take the vaccine, your survival chance is 99.988. If you take the vaccine, it's less. It's more dangerous. And these are the government's figures. It's more dangerous to take the vaccine.
So are you saying this is something that...
Honestly.
Are you saying people who've got coronavirus...
Yes, loads of people have had it. I've had it. You've probably all had it and not even realised.
Not realised.
Without symptoms?
We had it. Many people have had it.
Yeah, without
knowing. And we had the symptoms. Not knowing. We had the symptoms, many of us.
Yeah.
It's because there has to be a certain group of people who are more vulnerable to very serious disease.
Right, so you isolate them, not the 99.8%. You isolate the tiny ones that are vulnerable.
So do you think vaccines are there to cure people from this? Vaccines are there to help people who are the vulnerable ones.
No,
right?
I think
these vaccines protect them from getting severe disease.
No. I think these vaccines, I don't trust the people. I don't trust Boris Johnson. I don't trust any politicians, and I don't trust the people who are controlling these politicians. And it's the globalists.
So are you saying the whole world is conspiring?
The who are doing this shit.
So you're thinking the whole world is conspiring? Whole world?
Oh, who do you think runs this planet? Who do you think runs the world? Who owns all the banks?
Who do you think?
The bankers.
The Rothschilds, the Zionists.
The bankers.
They own all the banks. They own all the media. They own the judiciary. They own everything. They're just pulling strings. I swear to God. Really,
do you take any other medicines?
No. I don't even take an aspirin.
Even vitamins? Why do you take vitamins? Do you know how they're produced?
No.
Why do you take them? They might be bad for you.
I eat lots of fruit.
Yeah, but you take when you're ill. Do you take any medicine?
Not really.
No, I don't.
No.
Once I took antibiotics, and I've only took it about twice. I got an infection. I got dirt in it, and it wasn't going away. And it started to spread, and it started aching up there. So
it's a broader thing. It's not just this COVID and the vaccines. It's in general. You would go natural and organic.
If I
It's no better cure than your own immune system, and we've all got an immune system. But when you're a baby and they're pumping all this poison into you, that's when they're destroying you because they're putting all this poison into you. Don't get me wrong, I'm not anti-vaccine. I agree with some vaccines, and I do think at the beginning they were brilliant when they came out, but now it's all about money. That's what I think now. It's all about the money.
There's a lot of vaccines that have mercury in them as well.
That's the thing. This Nick Hancock and his family and a lot of these politicians are making lots of money. Bill Gates is a bad person.
Of course, a lot of people are making money from vaccines as well as other things. So just to come back, do you know what Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, our Prophet, said about disease?
No.
He says there isn't any disease that God has sent except that He sent a cure for it.
Well, maybe.
That could be like a natural
Our understanding of what disease and so on and so forth, there's always a cure for it. There's going to be a cure. We have to find the cure. It could be strengthening our immune system, and that's why our Prophet actually, he said, if we were to take certain dates from a particular region of Medina in Arabia, and you consume these dates regularly, it will prevent you from X, Y, and Z diseases. If you were to take this black seed, regularly and so on, it will prevent you from so many different diseases.
That's true with lots of different foods, and that's a kind of natural situation. There's this saying, if what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So you can get a really bad illness, right, and be really ill, and you sweat it out, and you come out the other end That's strengthened your immune system.
Yeah. So our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said that prevention is better than cure.
Yes.
and
You
it
agree with
is.
that?
And the injections, when they give the children the injections, later on, people develop cancer. There's a doctor who has said he has never treated anybody that has been, he's never treated anyone that's been vaccinated with not been vaccinated for cancer. Everyone that is ever treated were vaccinated children.
You guys had this corona. I've not had it. Have you had it? You guys
I've had it initially when it started.
Don't say excuse my language. Do
Can I
not.
ask you a quick question?
So that's why one of the things Islam has in the Quran.
Don't worry, you're always
about
fine, brother.
don't in Islam, in the Quran, there's a dietary law God provides,
Yeah.
and for a reason which you'll appreciate.
Good reason, a good reason.
The reasons are the things God prohibits us from, they're not good for us. Yeah. So when for example Islam tells us God tells us in the Quran, don't eat blood, dead meat, anything that's
Carrion and,
yes,
dirty animals.
and for example porcine or pork. Yep. You and I would know these are reasons to avoid in the first place because these are not healthy for us. And God says, in one of the statements of the Prophet ﷺ that God is pure and He wants us to also be pure and to eat some pure. Inna Allah tayyib, and He doesn't accept anything else except pure. God is, pure, and He doesn't accept anything that is pure. So He wants us to eat pure foods, consume drinks which are also pure and good for us. That's why perhaps now you realize why Islam prohibits people from drinking alcohol, because alcohol befogs the mind and impairs your judgment. And Islam says,
I don't drink alcohol. I don't like it. I don't like
I
the
can
taste.
appreciate because we can see that we are already within the same mind frame, because this is what Islam wants us to do and to be ourselves, healthy, so that we can live in a healthy life. And that's why you also find in the Quran, and that's why what I'm saying is you love the Quran when you read it. It says, ظهر الفساد corruption has occurred in the land and the sea because of what man's hand have earned. We have polluted the air, we have polluted the land, we have polluted the sea. God is saying this is what you've done. You are polluting it. Who's creating layers, holes in the ozone layer? We are doing this. So God is saying, look, He has created everything in balance. Do not destroy the balance. وَلَا تُخْسِرُوا الْمِيزَانَ. Do not destroy the balance that God has put. That is why it is important for us as using to understand, right? What is this exact balance that God has created us with? It's this guidance. We need to follow that. I mean, you might find, okay, what's this medicine that's good, this Quran? Because God knows what's better for us than we know ourselves. So when we go and read the Quran, not only in physical matters of food and drinks, God prohibits us from avoiding, which is bad for us, spiritual things. For example, backbiting. Backbiting. People talking against you behind your back.
Yeah.
Quran says this is like eating the dead flesh of your own brother. That's how backbiting is. Would you want to eat the dead flesh of your brother? No. You would not.
My brother's I don't like it.
Backbiting is like this when you backbite something. So even this everyday interactions of how we interact with people in life, whether we cheat and lie or backbite and so on, Islam gives us the guidance to avoid this kind of spiritual diseases. Because disease is not of the physical only body, disease of the mind and the spirit. And Islam gives you the holistic solution to get rid of these things, and then you realize, how can you be racist to a white person or a black person when both of us, we came from the same Adam and Eve?
Well, have you been to Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
I've been twice, and I've been, Islam, Sunni Muslims, Saudi Arabia, they've got very rich people there, and they have all the money, don't they? You were aware of this?
Yeah.
No, that's wrong, isn't it?
They have the wealth that they have from this riches of oil and so on and so forth. It should have been the wealth of the Muslim population overall. But anyway, certain people are only controlling this wealth. So coming back to this overall cure, you see, The world is suffering a lot because of this people's spiritual lack of health within it. Racism, bigotry, hatred, prejudice, intolerance. Where does this come from?
See you tomorrow, yeah?
All right, Phil.
You take care. Yeah? What is these are diseases of the heart.
I know that.
People need to come away from this and become clean in their heart.
Do you not think, though, that that's been encouraged with kids and people being indoctrinated? They've encouraged that at the minute there's like a race baiting going on. With
Yeah, they're trying to
cause problems
divide
between black
the people.
and white
They want to
That's
you know,
deliberate.
put one people against the other.
They're called race baiters.
Yes.
They're trying to turn people
Against each other, exactly.
It's terrible. I just think, why
You will love this statement from the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
But most kids, and no kids are racist at all. It's when they get older.
When they're at
racist.
school, I mean,
But when they're
they
in
don't have any understanding of like this. Oh, you're a black child or a pink child. They're all children. They play with each other. It's only at later stage
But they get
they're indoctrinated.
at school.
That is
and
why-
they get taught all these
Absolutely.
bad
You know,
habits.
And it's
we
the
are-
communists and the Marxists that are causing all
We
this
are
shit
all
going on.
in this one
Communists and
fine-tuned
Marxists, I don't like
mind frame. You know what? You will love to hear what Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said. In one of his final sermon, before he passed away, he talked about this, you know. Know that there is no distinction, differences between a Arab and a non-Arab. An Arab is no superior to a non-Arab and vice versa. No black person is superior to a white person, and no white person is superior to a black person. The only difference and distinction, as the Quran says, is in righteousness and piety and God consciousness. So racism was eliminated from the time of the Prophet ﷺ. So why should people have hatred because your skin color is different, because you speak a different language, because you know? Yeah.
Listen, do you know what?
You will love it.
I've got a copy. I have a copy.
Do you have a copy?
I have.
There you go. It's for you.
My hero is Jesus. I love Jesus.
Jesus was one of the mighty messengers of Islam,
Jesus.
after whom came Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
And that's it.
Yeah.
To me, if you're good, you're good. If you're bad, you're bad. You've got
So
a choice.
if you follow Jesus, according to our tradition, Jesus was a messenger that was sent.
The prophets.
He was one of the mighty messengers of God that was sent, but he wasn't the last of all the prophets. He wasn't the last of all the prophets.
One more for each.
There's one more for you, sorry. He wasn't the last of all the prophets. And
She's got Quran.
a prophet to come after him, he also mentioned that. Jesus, according to our tradition, was one of the mighty messengers who also prophesied about the last messenger to come, was Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And that's the messenger.
And then he went down to Moses.
That's
and
the
then
messenger that we
Jesus,
should
and then
follow. If you follow Jesus, you should be following Muhammad sallallahu alaihi
There's a chapter in there about the mother of Jesus as well. Maryam.
wasallam. You take care, both of you. It was a pleasure to speak to you. Thank you.